Come a little closer. I want to tell you a story. It's a tale that feels like it's been whispered on the wind itself. This is the story of the fox who collected smiles.
So, our story, it starts in this really enchanting place. You gotta picture it, a forest just humming with this soft magic, where streams trickle over these perfectly smooth blue stones. And right there, in the middle of all this beauty, lives a very special little fox named Rowan. So, what was it about Rowan that made him so different from all the other foxes in these woods? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking. You'd see the other young foxes just darting through the trees, right? Chasing butterflies just for fun. But Rowan, well, he wasn't really known for his speed. And he wasn't the strong one either. The one proudly leaping across fallen logs, trying to show off. Nope. Rowan's gifts, they were much, much quieter than all that. See, Rowan's real strength, it was his quiet observation. He just had this incredibly gentle heart that could see all the secret wonders of the world. The little things that everyone else, in their big hurry, just rushed right past. He'd notice things like how dew would glow on a blade of grass, almost like tiny lanterns, or the way the sunlight would warm the bark on those ancient trees. But the thing that fascinated him most of all, it was smiles. He just saw this unique, quiet beauty in every single one. And then, one beautiful, golden morning, all that quiet watching led to a discovery, a magical discovery that was about to change his life forever. He was wandering when he saw a little girl from the village nearby, and, well, she'd dropped one of her apples. So Rowan, in this really simple, kind way, just quietly nudged it back to her with his nose. The girl looked up, a little surprised at first, and then she gave him this small, warm, quiet smile. And right then, something totally impossible happened. For the very first time, he actually saw it, a shimmering golden thread of pure light just lifted from the girl's smile, and it floated gently in the air right towards him. This incredible thread of light, it landed right on his tail, gave a little shimmer, and then curled up into a beautiful glowing ribbon. The little girl, she just blinked, totally unaware of the magic she just created. From that day on, Rowan had a whole new purpose. He realized that every true smile, every single moment of pure happiness released one of these golden threads. He decided to become a collector of light. And he saw it happening everywhere. When a squirrel shared its food, or a child was just laughing in a downpour, even when a mother bird was tucking in her chicks, every time a tiny ribbon of light would drift toward him, and he would carefully, gently gather it. He found the perfect spot, a secret treasury inside an old birch tree. And night after night, his collection just grew and grew, filling up the hollow with so many golden smiles that the tree itself actually began to glow from within, kind of like a hidden lantern deep in the heart of the forest. But, as it always does, summer faded, and the forest's golden light started to fade with it. And it felt like something else was fading too. A long, cold winter began to settle over the land, and it brought this deep, heavy quiet with it. This quiet, it wasn't a peaceful quiet. It felt empty. It was like a spell of sadness had fallen over everything, and Rowan started to wonder, what happens to a collector of smiles when there are no more smiles left to collect? The days just got shorter and grayer, and the cold seemed to creep into everyone's bones. Out in the village, people just stayed inside. In the forest, the animals grew still. The entire valley, it seemed, had forgotten what it even felt like to be joyful. Feeling this heaviness in his heart, Rowan suddenly remembered his glowing tree, and as he ran through the silent woods, he was about to figure out the real reason the forest had chosen him for this special job. He stood there, looking at the hundreds of warm, shimmering ribbons, and it all clicked. He finally understood. The joy wasn't gone. It hadn't vanished at all. It was just being kept safe, waiting for the moment it was needed most. So with just a gentle touch of his nose, Rowan released them all. One by one at first, and then by the hundreds, the golden threads rose up into the cold winter air. They drifted like tiny fireflies, floating toward the sleeping village. And wherever a ribbon landed, warmth came back. A little boy smiled in his sleep, a tired baker let out a soft laughing, An old woman remembered a happy song she'd long forgotten. Light was returning, and soon the entire valley started to glow with this quiet, rediscovered joy.
Watching it all from a hill, Rowan finally understood his place in the world. He wasn't just a quiet observer or a collector. No, he was a guardian of joy, and his job was to keep it safe until everyone else needed it again. And that really leaves us with this final beautiful thought, doesn't it? It reminds us that there's a real power in just noticing the small joys all around us, and that kindness, even the quietest kind, can store up enough light to get us all through the darkest of times.